People were again surprised. Now what's happening? Then king asked this painter, can you paint one which will elicit the response from a live rooster? He said, yes, Your Honor, I can. But then he said, please give me 6 months' time. There were protests, but time was granted with a promise to assemble back in the same courtyard after 6 months. Time passed, all people came back. This elderly gentleman, the painter, also came back with no painting in his hand. And king asked, where is your painting? You had promised that you'll do one. So, Your Honor, जान की माफी हो, मैंने 6 महीने तो गुजार दिए, एक भी पेंटिंग नहीं बनाई. अगर आपकी परमिशन हो तो मैं यहीं पे आपके सामने बनाऊंगा. King was angry, but still he said, okay, granted, do it now. Provide him with the canvas, color, brush, paint, whatever was required. I think he took hardly 3-4 minutes and painted one rooster on the canvas. And then king said that same test, live rooster. He said, yes. Call the one of your choice, Your Honor, Your Majesty. I'll not call the rooster of my choice. It should be of your choice. So a new rooster was called, made to walk past this capped painting, and the moment it saw, it was attacked. People were surprised, what's happening? And king said, अगर यही पेंटिंग तुमको 5 मिनट में करनी थी, तो 6 महीने पहले भी कर सकते थे. अभी क्यों? ये वक्त क्यों लिया आपने? तो पेंटर ने कहा कि Your Majesty, I lack the moral courage to paint like a live rooster. And then, last 6 months I have spent in the colonies of roosters. I lived a life of a rooster. I sat with them, slept with them, ate with them, and everything a rooster does, I also did. With this kind of commitment, how can you lose? If you become one with your subject, how can you lose? If this is the state of commitment, then where is the mental dilemma? Where is the problem in the decision making? The trust you have in your own abilities and commitment of the highest order, then you can achieve anything. Re-examine yourself. Ask yourself, what is your level of commitment? 1968, Mark Spitz, Mexico Olympics. Nothing could be achieved by him. But that day he said to himself, watch me Munich 1972. I'll act. He came back, worked for 4 years. सुबह हो, रात हो, दिन हो, बरसात हो, धूप हो, पानी हो, बर्फ हो. Practice, practice and practice. He had set his goals for 7 events. इतनी मेहनत करने के बाद जब ये व्यक्ति यूएसए के द्वारा चुना जाता है रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए और म्यूनिक ओलंपिक्स पहुंचता है, फर्स्ट इवेंट इन द स्विमिंग गोल्ड मेडल, सेकंड gold medal, third gold medal, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all gold medals. Unprecedented in the history of Olympics. But 7 gold medals are minor achievements. Can you believe it? 7 gold medals are a minor achievement. What was the major achievement? Can anyone say?
Confidence, mindset.
In all 7 events, he created a new world record. All 7 events, he created a new world record, unparalleled till date. That was also a decision. आपकी जिंदगी में ऐसे दिन बहुत बार आएंगे जब आपको एक अच्छा डिसीजन लेना पड़ेगा. ट्रस्ट और कमिटमेंट के साथ डिसीजन लेना पड़ेगा। उस मोमेंट के लिए आप तैयार हैं क्या? आर यू रेडी फॉर दैट बैटल? आर यू रेडी फॉर दैट बिग चैलेंज ऑफ द लाइफ? टू गेट a bigger picture, to get big dream? अगर नहीं कर सकते हैं तो फिर से ड्रीम नहीं कहना, then call it wishful thinking. The people who act on their dreams accomplish something, they are dreamers. Those who talk about dreams but never act, they are wishful thinkers. और 99% तो wishful thinkers हैं इस दुनिया के अंदर. Only 1% people are there who work hard with zeal, with a spark, with ignition, with passion, with fire. We always get obsessed by the heroes, the people who have achieved. We follow them, get them autographs. कभी आपका मन नहीं करता कि कोई एक दिन ऐसा आएगा, कोई आपसे भी autograph मांगेगा? There may be some fine day when people will flock to you and say, autograph please. It means, what's happening here, see, two categories of people, the leaders and followers. Right now, you are among the category of followers. But some fine day, graduate to that level, when you become the leader, people follow you, and people come and flock to you, say, autograph please. शायद वो आपकी जिंदगी का सबसे बेहतरीन दिन होगा। जब आप सड़क पे निकलेंगे, लोग कहेंगे, वो देखो वो जा रहा है, गीतकार है, संगीतकार है, प्लेयर है, सेलिब्रिटी है, कुछ किया है, विनर है, अचीवर है, रोल मॉडल है, गाइड है, जिसको देख के लोग कहें कि यार ये कैटलिस्ट है. He asked the people to succeed because he himself has set in that path. He himself has taken the decisions which are rational, logical, but from here. If heart says something, do it. Never work always through the mind. Mind may give you some rationality and job, some money. But the big celebration time, Utsav, will come through only here. Repeatedly I am asking this question. Are you doing something which you love most to do? Are you taking those decisions? If no, get onto that path now. Look here. It's the cognitive process, and every decision-making process produces a choice. It can be an action or opinion. Decision-making is a reasoning process which can be rational or irrational, like buying something, deciding to go to somewhere to buy or assignment or examination or bigger purpose. Why decision-making is so important? Why you joined this institute? Think about it. The rationale behind joining this institute, either as a faculty or as a student. Some of the students can reply that. Anyone? The logic behind joining this institute. What prompted you to come here? Anyone? पीछे वाले स्टूडेंट आगे आ जाओ थोड़ा सा. कम I'll give you 1 minute. बहुत पीछे बैठे हो. आ जाओ बहुत सीटें खाली हैं. Always be the front benchers. This is also a mind pattern. Some people always opt for the back seats. Some people opt for the front seats. So my question, young boys, ladies in suit, tie, smile on their faces.
So infrastructure of this college, environment, and especially the faculties.
Okay.
These are the 3 reasons why I
Okay.
chose. Thank you, sir.
How are the faculties here?
The faculties are very experienced
Ah,
in their field, and they are very kind and very loving, and they
very kind and very loving.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
and they put themselves into the students' situation, and they teach
Okay.
it from that level.
Some other point of view? Young guy beside you. Yeah. आपके साथ वाले. जी. What brought you here?
Yes, sir. Because experience, my friend has said, experience and caring and most important is cooperative with the students. That is most important.
What are you doing here?
Learning process. Learning process.
What did you say?
Right now, learning process.
Learning process.
Yes.
Which stream?
MBA.
Okay. Behind there?
Sir, I am not student. I am not student.
Okay. Question was very simple. What prompted you to be here? What brought you to this beautiful institution?
Sir, actually we are doing a MBA here, and this is the place only where teaches the MBA by Atma.
By?
Atma. Whatever you do
By
MBA
Atma.
with by heart or
Spiritual.
spiritual MBA. And
Okay.
according to me, this is the success of the any management. Whatever you have done by the, if you do by Atma, then it will the more chances to success.
Fantastic. Clap for this young guy. Very rarely you come across such kind of answers from the youngsters. Very rarely. Young ladies here. What brought you here?
First of all,
What
sir,
are you doing?
MBA, second sem. When I first time when I came here, I just fell in love with the institute. It was the thing. Then I was there for the GSET exam, and then I had decided at that time that I want to take here. Then on the first counseling time, I did not get the admission, but it was something inside me. So during second reshuffling, I got admission here, and that was the thing. Secondly, the Swaminarayan, I love that, miss. I believe in the norms and all, so that was another thing. And the name of the institute. Many institutes are there, but Atmi is very famous. Means, I know it by name, and it was the thing which attracted me here.
You have a faith, belief in this institution. You also have a faith and belief in your own capabilities that you can deliver. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
God bless you. And next year you go for placements. Is that true?
Yes.
Are you ready for that?
Yes, sir.
What kind of preparation would be required for good placement?
First of all, it is our inner capability that is required. Knowledge is the thing, but it is there that we must know how to implement that thing. And personal efficiency, creativity, innovations, and everything is there, which is required. And it is that we should be instantly ready to deliver anything, which is the things for the whichever job we are going to apply or which we will to fill. We should be ready for each thing.
Are you aware what kind of questions are being asked by the people or the companies who come to interview you for the placements?
No, exactly. I cannot. Miss.
I was talking to principals in the lunchtime, and it was a very serious issue. I'm going to various institutions, MBA institutions, to prepare the people to face the placements. What happens in the placement? Sometimes the person who has excelled in the examination, see 60%, 65, 70% marks, he doesn't get that package. What he say 55% person gets actually. Why it happens?
It is because theory is totally different, and application of that theory is also a different matter. Because we know everything, but if we don't reproduce that thing immediately when it is required, then it is useless.
Expression and confidence.
Yes.
Both things. Apart from knowledge, that you have to be a communicator. You have to communicate yourself. In the management field, this is of utmost importance. That your decisions, your mindset, you have to express it. You have to have the mental clarity. It will come only if you got the commitment and trust, not without that. And if you're able to take a rational and logical decision, but from the heart. If you can communicate well, you'll get a better package. No communication, maybe you may not get even placement. A lot of people, a lot of youngsters have actually made them go through the group discussions and interview process, and I've seen they're very, very weak. Despite having the thorough knowledge, scored heavily in examination, very poor in expression, very poor in presentation. Suppose last time it happened, a specific example I am giving you, that a multinational company, a banking company, had come to interview the people, In India, they have got a lot of branches. And very simple question they asked, what do you know about my company? Why are you opting for my company? You want to become an executive here, why? He never had any answer. He had never studied that company. It was his responsibility to go on the net, get all kind of information about that company, its profile, its progress, its balance sheets, what kind of operations it has got in India and abroad, what kind of expansion plans it has got, how many employees it has got, what kind of career charts they have got. Nothing was clear. With a vague picture, he is going into the placements. Naturally, he won't get the placement. See what happens, the list of the companies who are coming for the placement is presented beforehand. It's also being distributed to all the people who are going for placements, whether it's a technical background people or say MBAs. And if you're well prepared for that with a brief profiling, what these companies are, then you stand a better chance. And also, I'll request Principal Saab to prepare you next year for the group discussions on a particular subject. You must know about the Indian economy. You must know its chart, how it's going ahead. What kind of things are happening in this country in the economic field and financial field. It's the minimum requirement for all kind of top level professionals in this country when they're going for placements. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Are you ready for that battle? Will you prepare or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
A simple question, let me ask you then. What is the federal budget of India this year, 2007-2008? Central government budget for this year. The layout. How much? ₹6,80,000 crores. What is the FDI into India? Now $5 to $8 billion. What is gross domestic product? India has just touched $1 trillion. India is now $1 trillion economy. Small things, the financial analysis, the financial terminologies, you should be well versed. It is expected from the professionals. Suppose you are a technical person, say engineering student, and tomorrow somebody comes and he's asking about the demographic scales of this country, demographic profile, geographic profile of this country. They want to open an auto plant in this country, produce the cars. As a mechanical engineer, if you are in a specialized position on the consultation board, you must know which are the states giving incentives, which are the areas which will be good for the auto production. What kind of demographic profile is there in this nation? What are the states where some kind of problems can be? As a management people, as a technocrat, you must know. Are you ready for that? Will you do something on that front? Tell me yes or no. Start preparing right now. Early the preparation, better the chances to succeed later level. If you think just 1 month before the placement we will be able to do it, I'm sorry, you're on the wrong path. 1 year before that placement, start the preparation for group discussions, for your interviews, for collecting the material which can be relevant and useful, and then apply it. It's a continuous process. Read the newspapers carefully, go through the headlines and editorials, particularly the economic times. From the top professionals in any field, it is expected that they know about it. I'm not a brand ambassador of economic times, but you can read any economic newspaper to get some kind of tab on that. Will you take that decision? Yes or no?
Yes.
This is an option now. Go for it or don't go for it. Yes, young lady. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So, importance of decision making in each and every domain, whether it's family, finances, health, social setup, mental and psychological setup or spiritual setup. Somebody talked about the spiritual setup की आत्मा, यहाँ आत्मा से हम कोर्स करते हैं, वहाँ से एक शांति मिलती है, एक तरह से एक संबंध बनता है कि यस we are born to do something special. That's true. How many people feel like that? In this institute particularly, I think, because its foundation is based on the true principles of the life, the values. It's being inculcated here, the roots. Am I right? Yes or no? Yes. By the way, what's the difference between values and principles? Values basically are subjective by the nature, and the principles are objective in the nature. It means the things which are objective cannot be redefined. It also means it's like a magnetic compass which you keep anywhere, it will show the direction of true north, the right direction, where you need to go.
Universal.
So the values are subjective and principles are an objective reality. Now, Osama bin Laden also has got a value system. Don't forget. But that is destructive and subjective. You people also have a value system, but our effort should be that this value system should be in harmony with the true principles of the life. I'll also define in the other way around, which may be called as the law of school and law of form. What is law of school? Where you can manipulate the things, cram the things, and still get the results. I gave you an example of myself that I enjoyed for say 10 months in my SSC examination. In the last 2 months, I picked up the books and passed the examination. Piece of paper in my hand, certificate. This is basically the law of school where cramming is allowed. Now apply the same principle to law of form or the nature or harvest. 10 months मजा किया, 2 महीने में सब कुछ हो गया last moment पे. Think of a farmer who gets up one fine morning in the month of March and says it's the harvesting season for the wheat. Then he looks back, my God, मैंने तो गेहूं की बीज लगाई नहीं नवंबर दिसंबर में, गेहूं की खेती तो मैंने की नहीं है. तो 15 दिन के अंदर वो भाग दौड़ करेगा, खेतों की जुताई करेगा, बीज भी डालेगा, नर्चरिंग कल्टीवेशन भी करेगा, और उसके 15 दिन में फसल तैयार भी हो जाएगी, हार्वेस्टिंग भी हो जाएगा. इज इट पॉसिबल? कौन सा फार्मूला यहां पे आया? कौन सा लॉ आया? लॉ ऑफ नेचर. लॉ ऑफ नेचर इज नॉट गवर्न्ड बाय लॉ ऑफ स्कूल. In law of school, you can manipulate the things, negotiate the things, but not here. Not here. If you go as per this law, I think you are going to flop. On the sustainable basis, if you want to succeed, have a joy, then you have to follow the law of harvest, the nature. So any kind of decision you want to take the decision with a firm hand. Think that this decision is going to go a long way in helping us in evolving our personality, shape up our personality. Next. Thoda sa aur. There are basically two kinds of decision, two types of decision. Programmed decision and non-programmed decision. What are non-programmed decisions? Can you give me some example? You came to this course, it is a programmed decision. What is non-programmed decision? शाम को भाजी खरीदने जाना है तो जाना है, हो गया. कोई प्रोग्रामिंग नहीं चाहिए उसके लिए, कोई स्पेशल प्रिपरेशंस नहीं चाहिए, कोई ज्यादा उसके लिए कोई लेड आउट रेगुलेशंस नहीं है, रूल्स नहीं है उसके लिए. आगे क्या हो गया? जा नहीं रहा. आगे लीजिए. हाँ, प्रोग्राम डिसीजन for which a decision rules and regulations are laid out, and for non-programmed no rules and regulations have been laid out. Here you can say to order a vehicle or stationery for your office, or taking a particular bus to your office, home, buying something for your home every evening, morning. This decision is basically a normal decision. And next one. situations that does not occur quite often and have not often been addressed. I'm sorry, I think the heading has gone wrong, I think. Chalo, dekhte koi baat. No rules to follow since the decision is new. Decisions are based on the information, intuition and judgments to invest or not in a particular IPO. It has not been programmed before. It's a new decision. For new decision, there is a new preparation. आप मुझे बताएंगे कि कोई आपकी जिंदगी में प्रोग्राम डिसीजन और नॉन प्रोग्राम डिसीजन के बारे में? आपसे पूछिए। जी।
Like this importance, as per the important point of view, the decision making is, if you are going to take any task or to achieve the goal of target, this decision making is more important.
Used very important word. Important decision. Important decision and urgent decision. Sometimes we mix up these two things. Many times we are taking decisions on the basis of urgency, not on the basis of importance. Is it true or not?
Most of the time, sir, it happens.
Why an important decision becomes urgent? Because we do not attempt it earlier. Like if we have to study on regular basis and we don't study for 5 or 6 months, and when exams are approaching, it becomes urgent. If you look at the managers and the good leaders, these are the people who take the important decisions, not the urgent decisions. Though there can be some urgency in the life in certain domains sometime, but if decisions are based on the basis of importance and not urgency, it's good. We are into the habit of postponing the things invariably in this domain or that domain. Sometimes, see, we avoid the health checkup. We are sick. You don't feel good. It requires health checkup, but we will not go to doctor. We will go to doctor when it will become urgent, we will collapse. In all the life areas, all the life domains, there are certain decisions, whether with regard to the family, kids, your finances, your career, your health, your social setup, your learning, and if a proper hierarchy is made, I think things become very easy. Proper structuring is made, it becomes very easy. So don't try to do the things at last moment when it becomes urgent. Like in studies, don't reach that level. In the health, don't reach that level. In the family domain, don't reach that level where things become urgent. In the office, if you go, whether private organizations or government organization, lot of things are being carried in a hurried manner, in an urgent manner. It's emergency. But because they were not attempted before, they become urgent. So if you plan your life in such a way where decisions are based on the basis of its importance, things can become very easy. And it will go a long way in your favor. Positive and productive results will be there. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Next. Or again. And what leads to good decisions then? Next point. अच्छे decision के लिए क्या करना चाहिए हमें? First thing first. Mental clarity about outcomes and purpose. Clarity about information and data in hand. Less ambiguity and less risk. More facts, less uncertainty. More options, more certainty. Here, clarity about information in the hand. What does that mean?
Could you repeat the question?
Clarity about information and data in hand. Do we put enough efforts to get these data or information? Suppose when we get a morning newspaper, say Economic Times or Hindu Business Line, how many times we go through the details given in that newspaper? From the perspective of a student, from the perspective of a manager, from the perspective of a leader, from the perspective of a, say, faculty here. How many times do we go deep into the study or analysis of things? If we don't analyze, the clarity will not be there. Then vagueness, haziness will be there. If haziness is there and we can't see where we are heading for, I think it's a downfall. Many years back it happened, I think 1952. The Florence Chadwick, a swimmer who had done the English Channel twice both ways, was trying to go through the Catalina Channel in America to touch the coast of California. And this fine lady was swimming in the bone-chilling water, very cold water. There were shark fishes, there were fog and haze. Nothing could be seen beyond 2 meters. And she was swimming for 15 hours and 55 minutes. After this period, she asked her trainer, "Take me out." He said, "What happened? Carry on. You have to touch the coast of California." She said, "I can't see anything. I do not know where I am heading for." The picture was hazy. She was taken out, and later on when she came to know that she was just half a mile away from the coast of California, she felt defeated and devastated. Not just because of cold water, not just because of sharks, just because she could not see her goals, where she is heading for. The mental data sometimes are necessary. The mental clarity sometimes is necessary. The mental picture sometimes is necessary. 2 months later, this lady comes back. Same conditions, rather worst. This time she was swimming. But mental clarity was there. Mental picture was there. Somewhere behind the fog, there is coast of California. I have to touch it. This mental clarity is the most important thing as far as any kind of decision making is there in the life. If there is no mental clarity, you feel confused, there is anxiety, worries, stresses, tensions. I think most of the major problems once again arise in the life just because you don't see a clear picture for you in the life. Some people, students, you ask them, you are attempting a MBBS course, BDS course, ME course, why are you doing? Because my father has asked me to do an engineering course, so I am doing it. Is it the clarity of mind? Somebody has asked and I am doing it. My parents asked me to get into MBA course, so I am doing it. This is not mental clarity. The mental clarity will say the parents and the children will sit together, discuss the things, ask the kids what you want. Then I'll support you. I'll work as a gardener, as a facilitator. Not as a controller. And I think this mental clarity is the